That is impressive, man.
I cannot believe this is the best interview that I ever filmed before. Excuse me, sir. Sorry to bother you. What do you do for a living, sir?
I have a coaching business, teaching
Like,
public speaking, presentation skills, business English. Specialize with Chinese and Korean, particularly folks who struggle with their presentation skills and their business English.
What is the name of your brand?
Shulman Communications Interactive. We're doing new stuff working with VR and working in the metaverse.
What's the top secret to be a
I don't
confident?
think there's secrets.
Confidence
is not fake it till you make it.
It's not?
Act as if. Confidence is that you could do it again and again. And if you can replicate that, that's sustainable. I don't believe it's a secret. There's specific things that people can do. If you ask anyone who's been successful in their life, there's no there there. They don't get there and say, I've arrived, right? Now I got to buy that car or do this. Then they stop. There's a complacency. But pursuit of success, not just money, but just in satisfaction in life, there's always that something deeper. I always tell my students, my clients, don't just chase salary and health insurance. Take me to your leader. Find their ikigai. In Japanese, it means reason for being. When you take something you love to do that you're very good at, does the world need it, and can you get paid for it? And if you can converge that, then that's bliss.
Any lesson you want to share with the younger generation, something that you believe is important but is not taught at school?
I do a program called Skills, Successful Kids Implementing Life Lessons, about that premise of what you don't learn in school, that what you need to know. It's not just what you know, it's who you know and who knows you. We just met in a unique circumstance like that. It can be helpful, maybe perhaps for marketing. I'm on LinkedIn. People can find me on LinkedIn. I have a talk show on there once a month talking about business communication concepts. Last month we talked about conflict resolution. And this next month we're talking about term sheets and VC, for startups.
Yes.
And then the next month we're talking about the metaverse. I have a building in the metaverse where we'll have an auditorium for presentations, people using VR. The other day Zuckerberg talked about all the new technologies. There's extraordinary stuff going on. Using AI, using all those things in conjunction, and the form factors are changing. So the VR glasses are going to get smaller. They're going to get more effective. People will be able to have conversations with someone who speaks another language, and it can translate as I'm speaking English into Mandarin.
Yes.
Or vice versa. It's really extraordinary.
Do you mind telling us how long you've been working in your industry?
Over 25 years. I do 75 coaching sessions a week. I do one-on-one group classes on 8 time zones. Just came back from Saudi Arabia. I was speaking at the LEAP conference, and I have a lot of Saudi clients. It's very interesting. And people can find me at my website, www.getcoachingfromsci.com.
You're actually an entrepreneur as well.
Of course, yeah. I'm always building my business. In fact, you'll find it interesting. My business cards are actually in Chinese.
Oh, you got a Chinese name as well?
Absolutely.
Do you mind showing to the cameras?
Sure, feel free.
So you're from the USA?
Born and raised here. Grew up in the Hollywood Hills, went to Hollywood High School, went to USC.
Do you believe that the diploma is really important?
An MBA is helpful if you are looking for a job, but nobody's keeping you from opening a book and understanding concepts of business, understanding cost-benefit ratio, margins. You can learn that and build in your own business. And if you're sincere and serious, and the company has a good, what we call market wallet, a good opportunity, and it's pragmatic, some people say, well, there's nothing in there, it's a niche. Well, that could be empty for a reason. For me, I teach communication, public speaking, sales training, business English. Even native speakers need to work on that.
Yes.
Students with English as second language struggle with definite articles and plurals and pronouns and idioms, right? And vocabulary. But native speakers don't have command of metaphors, which we call figures of speech, similes, metaphors, onomatopoeia, malaprops, alliteration, and then also acting and voice, jacking voice, and stand-up comedy, which is the ultimate of public speaking, and chess and poker. I do more poker and chess trainings for sales teams and entrepreneurs so that they can learn to think ahead, 1 step, 2 step, decision-making faster, problem-solving better, and mitigating error and mistake. In 30 years of business, I've never been sued, and I've never sued anybody. Should not be that hard to conduct business with dignity and integrity and being truthful and straightforward.
Do you believe that the younger generation should follow the money trail or follow their passion?
Well, passion cannot necessarily provide for a family. I was an actor for years. I hated
really?
twiddling my thumbs, waiting for my agent to call so I could get 5 lines on a dum-dum TV show. I don't want to sit on a set for 16 hours and have someone like just fortune give me a future. Maybe I'll get a big break. And also the focus of people just wanting to be famous, that's not a thing. Someone said to me, Joshua, do you miss acting? And I said, no. I just did a keynote at Disney Hall downtown for 1,000 insurance lawyers. Find me an acting gig that pays that. So finding a dynamic where you can provide for your family, yourself, the means that are important, but the passion, if you don't have, I call this a why element, if you don't have why you're doing this, and we have quotients like IQ, intelligence quotient, how smart, But you and I know people who just memorize things they heard on the news the night before. Then I talk about things like EQ, emotional quotient, compassion for others, and AQ, adversity quotient, dealing with difficult people.
Exactly.
CQ is curiosity quotient. I don't know why you stopped me, but there was something about me that was curious to you.
Yes.
The most important thing is LQ, love quotient. Do you care about what you're talking about? In English, we have an expression, practice what you preach or change your speech. I say practice what you preach or don't even give the speech. You've known me for 5 minutes, but you know I love this stuff.
Yes, I can really feel it. You get the passion on public speaking, public presentation, and teaching people.
That's what I do day in and day out. There's a
Yes.
famous book about 7 habits for highly effective people, Stephen Covey, and there's a notion in there called sharpen the saw. So people say, I want to be a motivational speaker, they say to me. Well, okay, but that's not a thing. That's like being an out-of-work actor or a comic looking for your next job. But in speaking, train, coach, teach people all day, every day. 4 or 5 times a month, I'm asked to go around the country, around the world to go do trainings and speaking. And there is a distinction between motivation and inspiration. Like motivation, you have to do it. You know, people have rent due, and they have to do what they have to do, and they're motivated to get out of bed to go to work.
Yes.
But inspiration is different. Talk about passion. That's a great idea, and you run with that. I do free weekly workshops where people can get an idea of what it is I do and how it works and such. I really feel it's important to give back, and so people can reach out to me on my website. I tell people if they're serious and sincere about coaching and learning, there should be an opportunity that's affordable and accessible. I work with plenty of big companies, and I get paid for wonderful programs and circumstance that I do with that, but I always love working with young people who are really trying to find a way to better their lives and their families.
No offense, sir. What is the biggest amount of money you ever made?
But I wouldn't discuss that. It's bad form for people to talk about money.
I'm sorry for that.
No, that's okay.
But
You don't offend me. But I think that's important for people to understand that if they're worried too much about how much they'll make here or there, they'll miss out on wonderful opportunities. Sometimes younger people I work with, they say, but coach, I don't want to work with anybody. I want to have my own business. I said, that's great, but if you go work for somebody, you might be able to look under the hood and learn how they do it or how the industry works and how you can do it better and not make the same mistakes. Then, as a result, you'll make much, much more money later on in life. But people are going to be much more impressed with you in life, the way you communicate and speak, than how we dress, or our watches, our cars. Those are lovely things because you're a package. And presentation is a performance. It's not, otherwise just send me the deck. Just email me the information. So what I teach, you can't Google. You can't just watch a YouTube video and become better at presenting yourself. You have to learn it. So my students get up each week, they speak and present 3 to 5 minutes, 4 to 6. We record the sessions, I take detailed notes and give them feedback, and they build on these skills so they can get better and better and more confident because they can do it and they can do it again and again and again and replicate that. Because if you can replicate it, you'll make a living for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And you'll never have to work for anybody.
If you can end up to this video with one quote that you want to share with the younger generation.
Focus on what's going on today. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today's a gift. That's why we call it the present.
How many books you have read before?
In my life, a lot.
Yes.
And when I read, I don't read like, okay, maybe I'll use this sometime in my life. I'm reading and I'm going, oh, Jackson, I just talked about that yesterday. Let me highlight it, pencil it, make a note, and bring it up in conversation in session, in our coaching session, so it has immediate relevance. Then I can really understand, inculcate it, and develop as part of my fabric so I know what it means in the future, as opposed to just, oh, that's an interesting idea. Like vocabulary, unless you use the words, you don't own them. Most people have a lot of uhs and ums. Those are
Like
filler
words, yes,
But then we have
exactly.
surface words, amazing, awesome, and we have better words that can color and encapsulate what we're trying to say, but we don't use them. And it's not about showing off. It's not about $5 words. It's about, hey, wait a minute. I think this is more effective to get across what my idea is. And in management, if you're delegating, you don't want your employees coming back or people saying, but boss, I thought you said this. Nope, it's not what I said.
Do you have any best tips you want to share with especially the Chinese students when we are learning English?
If I were to go to move right now to China,
Yes.
I would want to find out what are the top 10 movies of all time. What are the top 10 actors and actresses and music of all kinds? I'm 57 years old. I would want to talk to people in my peer group. Hey, what did you listen to when you were a kid in the 80s? When people move here, they don't know who we talk about. They don't know references of famous movies. To make a concerted effort to understand and know the fabric of our society and our culture deeper. And I think that would be helpful. And then, of course, working on idioms and idiomatic phrases and vocabulary and engaging and talking and speaking in English as much as possible.
If you want to improve your skills on presentation, on English, on every second language learners, click the link below. And what's your name, sir?
Joshua Schulman. Here's the
Josh.
thing. If you're good at what you do in life, you'll be asked to speak to a group. If you're really good, they're going to say, what's your rate? Meaning, come speak at my company, come work in my organization. Here's that check for cap raise. Here's that promotion. So you got to be prepared. You cannot pass those opportunities. 8 out of 10 people will pass on any opportunities if it means they have to speak in front of people.
Yes.
It's just too stressful. They don't want to do it.
Yes.
There's no mediocrity in public speaking and presenting. You're either very good at this or we're not. And if we're not, we don't want to do it. It's too humiliating and stressful. And then they wonder, why don't we get promoted? Why don't I have more success in life? Got to go out there and take it. People say life is hard. It shouldn't be that hard. Think about what thumb is on you that's pushing you down, that's making things difficult for you. If it's people, then clear those people out of your life. And if they're people who don't know or understand, then don't deal with ignorance. Don't deal with prejudice. Don't deal with rudeness, meanness, any of those things. Find a better group of people. My father told me when I was a boy, show me your friends. I'll tell you who you'll be. A young man said to me, Joshua, I love cars. And he said, I want a new car. Yeah. Well, I said, well, what kind do you want to get? He said, it's not for me. I said, what do you mean it's not for you? He said, it's for the girls. I said, here, now, listen, young gun. The girls are going to want the car, not you. How about you build you? And then you can have anything and everything and opportunities in your lifetime that you want. But that's essential for that, to be more aware about what it is you're trying to accomplish. I think before you get the suit and tie, you have to build you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Josh.
Reach out to me. I'm giving you a free class, 1 hour, one-on-one with me on Zoom.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
Take advantage of it.
Look, good luck.
Bye, Jackson.
You too.
That is impressive, man.
I cannot believe this is the best interview that I ever filmed before. No cap. We just knew each other for maybe 10 or 20 minutes and he just showed me what is actually inside, what is actually in his mind. I was addicted to what he has told me. That is the meaning of life. If you are not going to explore the city, if you are not going to explore the world, you can never get improved. We have to learn something from others. Do not just look for the financial success. You gotta make something actually in your mind, in your person. So he did. Josh, he actually did it. And maybe there will be an opportunity for us to do some collaborations. Stay tuned and look forward to our next episode. I hope you can learn something from this video. 真的很震惊，这应该是我做采访视频以来我收到的最震惊的视频，没有之一。这个和之前的香港律师的视频，只能说有过之而无不及。不只是一个素材，不只是认识了一个朋友。首先，我的第一感受是他真的气场很足。其次，他说的所有话我都能感受到很有逻辑性，一条接着一条。第三，我作为一个老师，他作为一个也算是老师或者教练的角色，他所讲授的东西是我可能之前接触过，但是没有深入学习的。但是他学习的非常的深，他给我表达的非常的深。如果你们真的觉得这样子人很棒，也很厉害的话，我们真的要去探索世界，要去不断的丰富自己，永远不要停止学习。希望你在刷到这个视频的时候能够有所启发，能够有所帮助，也希望你生活快乐，也希望我们大家每一个人能够像 Josh 这样博才多艺，滔滔不绝，穿着也非常的得体，我甚至都有点自愧不如，我需要学更多，应该沉淀更多。所以在这个视频之后，我也希望跟大家一起学习，我会加油学习，我要一起努力。If you like this video, don't forget to follow me and like this video and leave your comment below how you think about it, how you think about our conversation. Let's see in the next video. Goodbye.